Hey, hey.
What's going on, MK? Let's go, coach. I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
You ready? All
I'm
right.
ready.
That's the type of enthusiasm people need to hear when you're going to be talking about money.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the live. I am Melissa King, home-based business owner. Home-based business owner, in fact, for the last 8 years, thanks to this dude over here who introduced me to the concept of income shifting and helped me realize what all I was missing out on by not having a home-based business. So, like I said, I've been doing this for 8 years. Since getting started, I brought my credit score up as high as an 837, and I'm trying to get back that way now and get past 837. You know, I've hired my child. I've helped between me and Tony. We started a business for both of our girls during the pandemic. What else have I done? Paid off a lot of debt. Praise the Lord. And I think some other stuff I did. Y'all, I'm getting old. So, Tony, you raring and ready to share. Introduce yourself to the good people, Guru.
Okay. So I am Tony Clopton out of the Birmingham, Alabama area, by way of Cortland, Alabama, one of the baddest small towns on north side of Alabama. Giving a shout out to the home team. So it's all about cash flow, y'all. And the cash flow we're talking about is a bunch of strategies that we've learned from this business. I too in my econ for 8 years, and I can tell y'all I don't have that finance degree. I don't have a college degree, but I got a whole lot of common sense, and it told me, Tony, if you want to become wealthy, you have to wealthy people do. So there are some strategies that people use when they're wealthy. They don't overpay their taxes, which we're going to talk about that. They create some type of business. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a leverage pay system. Hopefully we can talk about that. But most importantly, I applied all of that stuff in my own home. And this is where we came from, what we call my econ is talking about my economy, what's going on in Tony's household, and how I can apply the strategies to my house. So this is where we are right now, and I'm super excited about it because it's working and it can work for you. So Coach MK, take it away.
Okay. So we have decided, just let me go and put this out here. We are having our holiday promo still. Now, initially, we ain't gonna talk about the old stuff because it's over, but you really could have joined for 95 cents. Some people took advantage of that. Right now, it's $9.95 to get started, but like I said, if you keep it on the low, we have coupons, and we might still be able to slide you in for the 95 cents. So this is just a holiday promo. Y'all know that holiday ends after the first of the year. So it won't be tarrying too long after that. So, this is the time of the year when people start making financial goals, and you know how we get the line about all the stuff we're going to do next year.
No.
That we're going to do different.
Lose some weight. They're going to pay off some debt. They're going to get rich. They're going to buy a car. They're going to buy a house. They're going to change jobs. They're going to start a business. What else they lie about?
They're going to go to church more.
Yeah, they're going to go to church more. Doing people better. They're going to try to eat healthier. Work out. They're going to go to the gym. Going to the gym.
Oh, yeah. They're going to build their savings account up.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
All of that.
Now, you're going to see 50 million posts about what you're not bringing into 2024. Okay? So we're going to tell you something that can really help you stick to Now we can't help you with the weight. Trust me, if they could, I'd be Tony's side. They ain't got nothing for that. But they can help you on, like, if you were talking about the credit, the savings, the emergency fund, you want to do some investing, you feeling like, oh, I got to get that retirement on point. We can help you with all of that. So the promo, like I said, is going on. Take advantage of it for $9.95. We're gonna let you come in and test drive. Let's just say Elon Musk said we're gonna let y'all test drive a Tesla for a month. We even gonna pay for the gas. All we need you to do, well, the whole point of a Tesla, they don't put gas in them, do they?
Nah, I don't put gas.
You can tell I do not.
Well, anyway, I get it.
Look, at least I caught myself.
Yeah, you did.
They're gonna be like, this lady don't know what she's talking about. She's trying to gas up a
Tesla. You want to blow something up? You about to blow something up. Go ahead. I'm with you.
I had to laugh at myself. Okay, so Elon Musk said he's gonna give you a Tesla. He's gonna let you kick it around. You can drive it. You can play with all of the different features of it. And then at the end of 30 days, if you decide, you know what, I'm gonna stick with the gas. My light bill high because I keep having to plug this car in. I'm just gonna stick to my gas. So at that point, walk away. Same thing with this business. Get in. Now you can't give your view on how the Tesla runs if you don't drive it. So it ain't gonna do you no good to get that Tesla to your garage and just keep it on the charger. You know, I'm running your power bill up. Same thing with this business. If you pay the $9.95, or if you reach out to us and we get you started for 95 cents, you need to see what you have inside. Now, I just gave you some examples of what I've done since being in the business. Tony has his own story because, like you said, this is my economy. We're talking about my economy. So my story and Tony's story is not going to be the same thing, but we started off with that same Tesla. Tony might have got out there and tried to see how fast he could take his. I'm in there trying to see how many gadgets and doodads I got that I could play with. So two different, perspectives. Same thing with the business. You might get in and say, I just want to work on my credit. I'm going to start with that. Or you might say, get in and say, I need to bring more money home. And that's the point we're going to get to tonight. Sometimes, there are people who are complete entrepreneurs, but Tony and I are more of a hybrid. We have a 9-to-5 job, but we're also business owners. So what we were able to do when we started this business is apply the first strategy. The first strategy of the business is to correct your W-4. So if you don't know what the W-4 is, you're going to see in a minute because we're going to play a little clip for you. But it's basically the form that you fill out. These days you're probably doing it electronically. Back in the day, we had a pen and a piece of paper, and we looked at it and how many kids, dependents you got. Can anybody else claim you? Are you married or single? All of that stuff on that little form. All of that, those questions, and probably nobody ever told you this, but they're asking those questions to see how much they should take out of your paycheck in taxes. How do they do that? Well, I didn't know either. I'm right here thinking the tax preparer got some kind of, magic. She worked and then just boom, throw a number out there. This is how much you're going to get, or this is how much you're going to owe. But no, technically, when you fill out that W-4 and you put your personal information in there, you are telling them how much, based on your income and everything and your deductions, if you have any. Now, if you like me, you didn't have a business, I only had one deduction, and that was my child. Now, if your kids are grown and you don't own, don't have a mortgage, you kind of don't have no deductions. Am I right, Tony? Because I've never had a mortgage. All I can speak on is the kid part. And She ain't bring me no whole lot of money. I ain't even gonna say she did. She didn't bring me no whole lot of money. But okay, so let's get into it. So we're gonna give y'all a sneak peek. Kind of let you get in and push some buttons and turn the lights on inside the Tesla to kind of see what my econ has to offer. But we can't be giving you the full thing. But we will let you see the first strategy. So my assistant Tony over here, because he got a better computer than mine, I'm gonna pull up the screen and he's gonna play our video for you that talks about the first strategy. You ready, Tony?
I'm ready.
And I'm just gonna take us off if I can. Full screen layout. So I can make it bigger. There we go. Now, I don't hear anything.
Welcome to our training on the importance of correcting your W-4 form. In this training, we'll explain why filling out your Form W-4 correctly is crucial to avoid overpaying in taxes and getting a large refund from the IRS. According to IRS data, nearly 75% of taxpayers receive a refund, with an average refund amount of around $2,800. But did you know that getting a refund is actually an overpayment of taxes that could have been used to pay off debt or invest in a retirement account? By overpaying in taxes, you're essentially giving the government an interest-free loan. Paying off debt can help you save on interest charges, and investing that money can help you grow your wealth over time. That's why it's crucial to fill out your Form W-4 accurately, to ensure that the correct amount of taxes is taken out of your paycheck. If you have multiple jobs, dependents, or a spouse who also works, you'll need to adjust your withholding to avoid overpaying in taxes. By completing this part of the training, you'll be equipped with the knowledge and tools to fill out your Form W-4 accurately and avoid overpaying in taxes. Review the Form W-4 training below and make any necessary adjustments to your Form W-4.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So that
All
was,
right.
that was quick, but it got to the point. I told you what you need to know. So basically, our little monotone friend there was saying that this document, like I said, is going to tell them how much money to take out of your taxes. So even if you are not a home-based business owner, you should still be making sure that you are filling this form out correctly. Because, I think a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they're doing that, like they said, sometimes people choose it as a forced savings account. So they actually want to wait until the first of the year. But, when you hear people talking about, oh, I can't wait, I gotta wait till January, it almost sounds like to me they would rather have it earlier than waiting, because they start talking in August, or earlier about what they're gonna do when they get their tax refund.
Well, here's the thing. You got to think about this. This is the only information that they understand. They know if I file exempt or wait till the end of the year, I'm going to get this big refund check, right? Now, the problem is people don't know their option. The other option is where we come in at. Our business taught us how to fill it out correctly so you don't overpay. That means you have the ability to use up front, right? If you're getting $2,800 at the end of the year, you probably have lost $6,000 total. And what we show you is how to maximize all of your money. That's a wealth strategy that they don't teach us. So our business is telling you, is trying to encourage you to say, take your money month to month so you can apply it toward the debt to help you with lifestyle, to help you with a car note or your mortgage or your rent, so you don't wait till next year to get some money that was already yours.
Exactly. Now I'm going to give you a good example. This just came to me.
Okay.
It just came to me.
Okay.
Let's talk about a familiar subject that everybody might know a little something about. Child support.
Oh.
Okay. So let's say you are, as the person that's filling out this W-4, you are the parent that is receiving the child support. Because it doesn't always have to be the mom. Sometimes it's the dad, right? So let's say they gave you an option. Tony, now you are the primary parent of Tyler. And Mrs. Clopton has to pay you $500 a month. Now, do you want to go ahead and get that $500 a month? Or your other option is wait till the end of the year and she gonna give it all to you in a lump sum. But in the meantime, every month you had to have some type of bill related to your child to come up. You had to pay, I don't know about y'all, but my daughter's on the lunch thing where you got to go in and send your notification when the account get depleted. So you got to put that in there. You got field trips and stuff coming up that you got to pay on. You're getting school clothes. Yeah, you going to go hit that tax-free weekend, but that tax-free weekend ain't helping you because you're not going to get your money back until January. Now, as a parent, I'll be honest, I like getting my money every month. So, if you put it in that perspective, basically, think about your taxes as your child support payment. Do you want to get that money to take care of that kid all year long? Or you want to use other credit cards and things to pay for that stuff, which is growing interest because, you're not able to pay it off. The only way you're not going to have interest with a credit card is if you pay off the balance every single month. And that might have been, you might have been able to do that, except now your child's getting older. Their stuff costs more. Inflation hitting your kid too. So where you might have been able to pay it off before, now you're only paying, $300 on it, which means $200 not getting paid and growing interest and so on and so forth. So now, like Tony said, by the time you get to January and it's time for you to pay off that card, let's say you just been using one specific card. Well, you getting, let me see, what did I say? $500 a month. So that's what, 6,000?
Yeah.
You're getting 6,000. They're gonna give you the 6,000, and that would be fine if you paid your card off every month and your balance never grew interest or anything like that, and you didn't have these pop-up expenses. So when you look at it in essence, yeah, you had a card, you used it so that you could keep things going. But in the meantime, you've had interest to add on. Because you've had interest to add on, you had to pay that. You had to dip into money over here that maybe you would have been saving. And like, we can even put it in this perspective. If you were getting that money every month, you could be putting that same money that you were using to pay off that car into an interest growing account.
Okay, let's stop. So what you're doing is you putting too much on them. Let's chop it up. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to see they got options.
Right. So the first thing, and this is what's really good about doing these videos is we can kind of break it down. Now we have a lot to offer, but like Melissa said, let's get that money back in your paycheck every month. Let's find out what's the best way for you. Okay, you got a credit card. Let's start paying some of that credit card debt down with the extra money every month, because it's a monthly payment every month. It's not every year, like Melissa said. Right?
And that's a good point.
Yeah.
Your payment ain't coming once a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is good. So once you stop there and say the reason why it's important to utilize your money, because the government is getting an interest-free loan. Now that you know how it works, once you get your money, the money that you work for, you apply that toward your interest. Now, now the government is not using your money to do like building a wall or paying stimulus checks out of it. That you actually have access to your own money every month, every time you get paid. Now you have more, you get more bang for your buck instead of gifting it away. but go ahead. I just wanted to stop there. So you was
that was a very good example, because basically in essence what you're saying is you're gonna flip the script. Now where you were getting charged interest for borrowing this money every month.
Yeah.
Now the borrower is turning to the lender.
Ooh,
So
that's biblical. That's biblical.
Right. So now you are taking money and investing it, and you telling Uncle Sam, okay, I'll let you use it, but you got to pay, give me some. I ain't gonna just let you use it for nothing.
There you go. There you go.
So we tilted that table and took it to the other side. So that was real.
So in essence, is income shifting. You're taking your money from the highest tax bracket to a lower tax bracket and utilizing your own money to create wealth for yourself.
Right. You know, this would have been a good time to pull out that rule of 72 and let them see how that compound interest works. Because see, the compound interest can work for you.
Yeah.
Or it can work against you.
Right.
It depends on whether you break down.
In your own words, how do you break down the rule of 72? Because if somebody may like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Google the rule of 72 on your own time. But Melissa, in your own words.
Okay, don't give me the line. But when I say rule of 72, 72 is like the number of the year. Is it months? Years? Yeah, I'm lying already. Anyway, the rule of 72.
I was trying to follow you. So they call it the banker's secret, right? They call it the banker's secret. So it is saying whatever interest rate that you gain on your money, divide that number into 72. So most banks' savings accounts are doing 1%. Divide 1 into 72, and that's how long it takes your money to double.
Woo, thank you for coming in there and saving me on that. Because I was going to start making up some stuff.
Yeah, you So most, like I say, most banks on a savings account are doing 1%. So if you put $1,000 in your savings account and it's drawing 1% interest, divide 1 into 72, it takes that $1,000 to double in 72 years. See what I'm saying? So if we got mutual funds that's doing 12%, I found a mutual fund doing 12%, divide the 12% into 72, it takes that money 6 years to double.
Okay.
So if you guys
that's
understand
a lot
that,
faster than 72 years.
Absolutely. Who got 72 years? The average, person lives 72, 80 years. But think about it. Your money
and it's only going up $1,000. It's only going up another $1,000 because you said double, right?
Right. Man, we preaching and teaching today. So our membership has educated us on stuff that's not being taught in school. So we got a non-traditional way of learning and building wealth, and that's through strategies. You guys can get access to the same membership that we have. That's how we win.
And see, I just thought of another great example. They come to me tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we think about this rule of 72 thing, where you're dealing with a bank that's 1% and your $1,000 versus you putting it in, sometimes people get up to like 12, 13%. So the thing of it is, what you wanted to do is outpace inflation.
Yeah.
Do we know what when we first started, they said it was around 4%. I know it's got to be more than that now.
It's probably the double. It probably has double because you look at housing prices, like the average $200,000 house is $400,000, $500,000 now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you look at everything like cars, they pretty much doubled in value. So I would say it's probably 4-8%, probably 8-9% now.
Right. So when we're talking about inflation, y'all, I know y'all hear the word. It's a catchword that's getting thrown around a lot now. But it's nothing but when the prices of goods and services increase, but your money that you have, your pay power, stays the same. So you know how sometimes, and I'm telling you, I ain't had one since I've been at this job. Outside of your regular raise, sometimes they'll do a cost of living raise. And that's basically them bumping your salary up because they know that the price of car insurance then went up, the price of groceries then went up, the price of gas has gone up. But you know, the way the economy been moving lately, like I said, I haven't gotten the cost of living raise. I'm still living like it's 2017.
Struggle
But
bus.
my bills and my everything, they living in 2023.
Right.
So we got like you have like an impasse. So the whole purpose of trying to find something that gives you higher than a 1% investment. I mean, obviously, 1% is going to be higher than going to be way lower than 13%. But if you're looking at a rate of inflation, meaning how fast you know the cost of stuff is going up, let's just say, well, I'm gonna say 7%. Well, if you only making 1% in interest off of your money, it's gonna take you forever because you already six steps behind, you know, because you hadn't even passed how much inflation. So what I was thinking about with that is, let's say me and Tony both are trying to get from where, let's say we both started out here in Madison and we trying to get to Courtland. Now, Tony on a bicycle. I'm in a car. Tony is at 1%. And my car is that investment that's higher. So even though we both gonna end up in Courtland, I guarantee you it's gonna take Tony way longer to get to the same place. So that's pretty much, and you know, that's really not even fair because, like I said, it's only gonna double. So if you got 1% and it takes 72 years for that 1,000 to turn into 2,000, versus you can turn into that in 6 years. I mean, that's a big difference.
It is.
So think about how many times that, because it keeps going. Think about how many times that interest has compounded and grown after that first 6 years, because you're still growing and doubling while you got this one person over here at 1% still trying to get up to 1,000. So what we're basically teaching you is about, like Tony said, about strategies, ways to figure out ways to make money from residual income, meaning income where you invest and you make that money while you sleep. That's more like your retirement. You know, you decide you want to do a IRA, all that type of stuff. There's also business income that you can get with our company, and you get that just for sharing. And then there's the immediate pay raise that you get when you start a business, because you know we're talking to you about the W-4. Like the examples I've been giving, you don't have a business. Well, once you have a business, the W-4 helps you to get even more money, because basically what you're telling them, when you say that you have business expenses or whatever, Uncle Sam is looking at it like, okay, so if she has a business, she getting money out circulating, she got people buying products. If people buying products and making money, you know, it's keeping the economy going. So they like, maybe, okay, tell her if she start a business, we'll cover her mileage for when she has to drive somewhere. We'll give her 50 cents a mile, whatever. And then, you know, they trying to figure out how to get me to do a business. So the only way to get me to, well, it's not the only way, but the best way to get me to do a business would be to offer me a financial incentive. So that financial incentive comes by way of deductions, because they're looking at it like, have you ever heard the phrase, a penny saved is a penny earned? That couldn't be more true than with this, because even though they're not giving you any money, like sending you a check for having a business, they're telling you things that we usually tax you on. We're gonna cut you a break. So since we're cutting you a break and we're not taking that money out of your check for taxes, you know, that's more money in your pocket. So that's a strategy for income.
Let me add this. There are so many people that have literally gotten in trouble with how they adjust their W-4. I mean, let's be honest. I know people that they're in my job. I've been in my job for 20 plus years, and I know people that go in and file exempt. You know, they may start off at the middle of the year and they say, "Hey,
So
don't take no
explain
tax."
what exempt means, because I know prior to this, I didn't even know what that meant.
Okay, so the word exempt means that you literally are not paying any taxes out of your own paycheck, which everybody pays taxes. Everybody has a certain amount of taxes they have to pay. Now, a lot of people don't know, based on how much money you make, the government is taking a percentage of your gross pay. So if you knew what your tax liability was, you can know how much on 100,000 the government is looking for, let's say 30,000. So if you know what your tax liability was, you won't get in the tax trouble. So I'm just going back to my employees, my coworkers. They go in, make the adjustment to file exempt. That means they're literally taking no taxes out of their check, and they find themselves owing at the end of the year. Right? That's not the strategy that you want to use. Our strategy inside of the membership, and we're not going to overtalk the membership because it has a block of instructions on how to do it correctly. Right? That's where you don't have to have a finance degree. You don't have to have a marketing degree or tax certificate. Follow the instructions. I think one of the biggest things that our mentors always told us, he said, people could get wealthy if they learn how to get trained to be, well, you can be trained to get wealthy, just like you can be trained on your job. If you learn this membership, dissect it, it's going to show you how to do it the right way. And that's by bringing what Melissa said, the deductions. Most people that file exempt, if they would have applied their cell phone bill into their business, if they would have applied their gas receipts and their tires and the alternator that went bad, the oil changes, the vacations, if they would have added that to their exemptions on their W-4, they wouldn't have to owe. They wouldn't be in tax trouble. So this is what our system teaches you, is how to do it the right way, become a business owner, and bring deductions forward that will allow you not to have to pay at the end of the year. That's how you win.
Right. And and I'm gonna bring this up. I always like to with this business, we've said in the past that even if you already have a business, this business will complement that business, because you may be when it comes to, like, we had Brant on the other week, and he was telling us about his lawn care service. You may be the baddest lawn care person, the most profitable. Everybody's calling you, everything, you making good money. But let's just say with that lawn care business, you don't realize, or you haven't yet learned that you can write off repairs that you have to get done to your equipment. You can write off buying new equipment. You can, there's a lot of write-offs. And when we say write-offs, we're basically saying you can get a deduction or a tax break. Because if you're doing a lawn care business and something happens to your lawnmower or your leaf blower or whatever, well, in order to keep that business going, you got to replace it. So when you replace it, that becomes a business expense.
Right.
So Sam says, okay, since you got to do that, we ain't gonna tax you. We're gonna, lower your taxes for that. Because the whole goal with, and I think this is the biggest thing people with a 9-to-5 job don't realize. It is not, and I got to go across the bottom there. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So the whole goal or the strategy with having a business while you have a job is to lower your taxable income. So, a lot of people like to brag, I make $100,000 a year, I make $200,000 a year, this, that, and the other. Okay, it sounds good in theory, but that's not what I'm looking for. you tell me you make 200,000 a year, and not that I would ever ask anybody this because it's none of my business. But in my mind, I'm thinking, but how much they taxing you on? Are they taxing you on 200,000, or are you taking those deductions and lowering that 200,000 to 50,000 and being taxed at 50,000? Now, if you want to impress me, you show me a picture of your taxable income. Don't show me a picture of your car. I don't need to see your diploma. I don't need to see none of that. I don't even need to see your check stub unless you're going to show me how your taxable income has been lowered. Now, that's when I'm impressed. I'm like,
hey, you know what? I remember when Dr. Lynn Richardson said this. She said, "Ooh, I remember when I was making 75,000. Oh, I got a raise and I jumped up all the way up to 200,000. I thought when I made more money, I was going to bring more money home. But what she's saying is the more you make, the more they take. So if you're not lowering your taxable income, you're not bringing in 200,000. If you make 75,000 a year, you're not bringing home $75,000 a year. It's just the way that labor is being taxed at a higher tax rate. Therefore, you have to hold accountable the taxes that they take out, and you can't claim that inside of your own yearly salary, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it's not realistic. That's why I say that number, and I learned that the hard way too, because you're looking at that number and you're feeling good about yourself, like, oh yeah, I done made it. I done finally made it.
Yeah.
But you get that paycheck and you start paying the bills, and I'm like, this feels the same way it felt before. Matter of fact, it feels a little worse because they're taking more money out. And see, that was on their part, that was smart that they are doing a percentage. Because whenever you work with percentages, it don't matter how much you make. They're gonna get that chunk. They're gonna get that 30% versus saying they just gonna take $500 out. Because if you just take a $500 out and the peak person is making $5 million a year, that's a drop in the bucket. But if you take a $500 out and I only make $17,000 a year, it's a difference. So with it being a percentage, that's why we say no two people will have the same amount. We can't just, we usually say what, $400 to $800 a month with a home-based business. So it's like, it really depends on what salary range you're in and where you fall as far as how much they're taxing you. And we do know that the average W-4 job does, was it 28 to 34% or something like that?
Probably so. If it's probably a little bit higher or lower, I'm not sure. They changed the
so
tax
like basically a third.
Yeah,
basically a third. So now, and that third does not even include if you got the average 9 to 5 job, they're taking out for health benefits, like they're taking out health insurance. If you are doing a 401k, well, the 401k is actually a good thing, but Social Security, some of that other stuff that you see on your pay stub that they taking out, and you don't really know why, because I ain't never know what FICA was for and all that type of stuff. So even that 30% don't even include that additional stuff. So once you get in,
this is what I like, the fact that if you knowing that the government is taking 30% of your check and you don't have a home-based business, this is how you get that 30% back. It's like your lifestyle can be turned into business expenses. Everybody that I know and Melissa knows has a lifestyle. I don't care if you're driving a car or you're renting a car, you're leasing a car, you're renting a home, you're buying a home. As a home-based business owner, you are able to take those tax deductions and lower your taxes. So the 30% that you're losing on your job, you can actually absorb that by pushing your deductions forward and getting that money back.
And that is such a good way to put it, absorb.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, like I said, a penny saved is a penny earned. That was money they didn't take out, which means that's money that you get to keep. So, and I brought that up to say, like, I know a lot of YouTubers. That's one thing I like about this business. Like I was saying, it'll work with whatever. So I remember recently, my channel, unfortunately, is not monetized yet. But I have been hearing, I heard people complaining who were monetizing getting the AdSense check that, a lot of times if you're a YouTuber, if people are really enjoying the show and they're enthusiastic about it, they might give you a super chat. The super chat is just you going in and saying, hey, you entertaining me. You doing it today. I'm going to shoot you $20 just for being you. So that's not including the money you get for clicks and views anyway. This is like a bonus on the job, right? So let's say what happened was it used to be they were only taking, I guess I'm on I don't know what the actual number was. I'm gonna say, let's say before they were only taking 30% out. So like if somebody gives you $100 super chat, you get 70, Google gonna keep 30. Well, recently Google went up to 45%. So if somebody super chats you $100 now, Google get 45, you only get 55. Now, if you don't have a business like my econ that's teaching you financial strategies, you may not realize that, well, I do cooking on my channel. I'm basically doing a cooking, vlogging channel, whatever. And you may not know you can write off so much stuff because you need those things to operate your business. So in a way, even though you have a business already, and I like to say most people who are making good AdSense, they already have a successful channel, which means people are coming in, people are clicking, and sharing and all of that stuff. So they're getting the money from that point, but what they're leaving on the table is, just picture this big pile of cash in there. They didn't gave you what they're gonna give you, and you sitting there looking, you like, it's still some money over there. They're like, oh, well, you didn't do any deductions. You didn't keep your our cash flow manager is how we track our expenses. So they're like, so they sitting there and they're like, so what you're saying is if I had kept a record, you would have gave me some of that back. Oh yeah, we would have gave you back what you spent on pots and pans, ingredients, the ring light you had to get, the thing that makes the thing move, so that when you cooking, you ain't gotta have somebody following you around, So you sitting there looking at that table like, but I can't get it. Well, no, because you apparently you didn't know. So you walking away with the money that you made, but you leaving all this money on the table that you see the next person who has my econ and got a successful channel, they walking away, they need somebody to come help them carry their money away. Because they have claimed everything. So the whole benefit of this business, let's say you might be selling Mary Kay. You might be whatever product you are selling. You may do a great job and have a huge clientele list. But if you don't realize that you could be writing off your mileage, you could be writing off the software you use to do your ads, you could be writing off the samples or whatever. If you are passing those out, you could be writing off your business card. If you don't know that, even though you made all this money because they told you you had to get 10 lipsticks sold and you was hustling and you was on it and you did all that and you did the running around to go drop money, they're like, yeah, we'll get one, but I need you to bring it on my job today. So you didn't drove all over town, sold these 10 lipsticks, and you didn't realize that you could write off your mileage. Or you didn't ship stuff, you didn't realize you could write off the postage, or you didn't have, while you was out riding, you caught a flat. You had to go get a tire. You didn't realize that tire was used in the, anytime you got an automobile and you're using your car for your business, that tire is a business car. Because it's part of a business car, which means that could be a write-off. So the biggest thing we try to show you is by not being financially savvy. And I'm telling y'all, I'm 49 years old. I did not start learning all of this until I was 41 years old. I didn't know nothing about a business. I didn't know what the real W4 thing was about. So, like Tony said, He said he didn't go to college. I did, so I should be even more embarrassed because I didn't. You know, if I'm looking at it like that, I'll be honest. You know, when I would have conversations, and I've told this before, and people are like, "Well, when you do your taxes, do you do a Schedule C?" And I'm like, "Do you do a Schedule C?" Well, now I do the loan form. See, that it got me there because I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, I do the loan form too. That is a Schedule C." And see, I didn't know that, so they let me talk. But because most people, you know, number one, most people don't want people in their financial business. And the good thing about this business is we don't get your financial information. What we give you is training on how you can manage and use strategies to improve your finances. So you'll never be giving us a copy of your W-2, your tax paperwork. That is none of our business. Our business is to show you where to go to get the training to maximize your deduction, maximize your credit. All of that. Think of us as like we the plug.
Mm-hmm.
We are the plug. And because we the plug, and you gonna turn it to a plug when you share with other people, plug always don't they get a cut?
Oh yeah.
Ain't that how that work? You know,
That's how it works.
I ain't never bought no drugs or sold them, but you know, I'm assuming that person ain't just doing that just to be nice. They gonna get them a little something too. So as far as business income, with you sharing this information and introducing it to people, and they're introducing it to people, the blessings just keep coming back. Mm-hmm. You're basically building a team and a network of people who are helping other people. Now we could be, if we were some dope dealers, we could be blowing up trying to, you know, kill the community. But we're doing the exact opposite. We're giving you information to put money in your pocket, not take money out of your pocket. So it's all about the mindset. And you have to be able to see it from the perspective that you're getting something way more valuable than the cost you're having to pay for it. Mm-hmm. So right now, you're really getting some value because, like we said, for $9.95, you can try all of this for 30 days. You will have access to everything that Tony and I have access to, unless it's something we've added on extra. But all of the basic things you need to improve your financial situation in 2024, you're going to have access to when you pay that $9.95 and join for 30 days. Now, it's up to you to decide whether you want to continue and pay the $39.95 monthly fee, which is also a tax deduction because you have to have your website and everything that comes with this business to run your business. So again, this is something that's lowering, if you got a job, your taxable income, because you have to have this to be in business. So it's basically a win-win, but the hardest thing for people usually to get is the mindset. Because you're going to have to start thinking bigger than getting paid every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have to look at this thing and if whoever's ready, we're here. We're here to introduce you to it. I'm going to tell y'all, I have never stayed on a W-2 job for more than 3-4 years at a time. I usually get bored, I move on, and I start, looking for something else. I have been doing this business for 8 years. So that speaks volumes if you really know me. Because I supposed to quit a long time ago. But I am still here. So Tony, we at 50 minutes. Give the folks some final words, some instructions, some call to action, whatever the fellas got for you.
Okay, I like to keep it short and sweet here. It's all about building or growing the asset. The asset is a business. Next level in your finances to own and operate as a business owner. We didn't all hit that glass ceiling at our jobs. It's been there a year or two. You're trying to figure out how I can get a raise, how I can get a promotion. The job is not enough. It's use your job, but use that seed money to create a business. I listened to a power coach today, and she said something that stuck with me, and I want to share this with y'all. She said, entrepreneurship unlocks unlimited income potential. That means that becoming a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're going to be able to utilize your own talents and gifts to get you to another stream of income. Everybody should have more than one stream of income outside of a job. So lock in and let's share this membership and share it with people. And that's how you win the money game.
Right. And you said a mouthful. Like you said, you kept it short. But that was a powerful wallop you threw in there because, he said everybody should have multiple streams of income outside of their job. He didn't say you need to go get you about 2-3 more jobs. He said streams of income. So the operative word is when you have strategies, you can do streams of income that don't involve you going and clocking in at a second job during the week, a weekend job. We teach you strategies where you don't have to do that. So if you are interested in becoming a business owner, and when I say interested, I mean you want to come in and check it out and see what it's about and what we have to offer, because this really is could be $1 million opportunity, because depending on what type of it's like anything else. What you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you jump in with both feet, hit the ground running, and come up with your strategy, I ain't gonna be mad at you. I'm gonna be waving over here from the sidelines when you pass me, but I'm gonna be happy for you. But Tony and I can't do that part for you. You are going to have to get in and do that, because like we said, we don't have access to your information and we don't want it. We just want to kind of be your guide or whatever. And we are more anybody who started up. I think Can't Stop was in the live the other night. She's a new member. Demetra Lit All Day, she's a new member. So if you guys need our help, and if you're listening, reach out to us. Tony and I are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. However you want to get in touch with us to get help, get information, share it. Another thing we'll do, if you have just started and you're not comfortable talking about the business, we'll come be a mouthpiece for you, because we've been doing this for a while. So that's all a part of the networking and the team. That's where that part comes in. Oh, and I forgot about Pandy, Geo, Boss Life Online. These are some other YouTubers who are taking advantage of the business. So y'all reach out to us. Let us help you get started. And let's not go into 2024 lying about everything.
Right.
We ain't gonna lose, even if we don't lose the 50 pounds. Let's try to see if we can put $50 more a month in our pocket. Now that's doable. That is doable. So anyway, thank y'all for joining us. We will see you guys back here. Are you gonna be back Tuesday? I know you're getting ready to do some travel. Are you gonna be back?
I'll see what's going on. I might be able to take a break.
Okay, all right. So y'all have a great weekend. And like we said, hit us up. We're very approachable. We ain't gonna bite your head off, and we ain't gonna make you feel bad about nothing. So give us a holler. All right, Tony. Let me take us out of here and get this outro going, so I am able to upload this to Instagram. So give me a second here. I guess it'll help if I hit in the live too. All right. Let me see. Look page.
Thank you for being a part of the conversation. Now, are you ready to start your home-based business? If your answer is yes, contact Tony or Melissa to get started today.